What is up, fellow hot people? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Matt. Today we're going to be doing a continuation of a series that absolutely everybody was clamoring for, and that is a continuation of my monthly stuff I liked videos. I have not done one of these since November, so clearly I'm killing it with the consistency. But I did say in 2021 I wanted to be more consistent, and while I have 2 or 3 pretty editing intensive projects that are coming up in the next couple of weeks, I wanted to just slide something in kind of to make up for sort of the dead space. So if you're new to this series, which probably most of you are if you click this video, basically I just go over what I was listening to and watching in the last month. We make a collaborative Spotify playlist for all of you guys to add stuff throughout this upcoming month. That means for March. And we talk in the comments about stuff that we've been into for the last little bit of time. Very chill, very wholesome vibes. Basically, I just use this as a place where I can talk to you guys a little bit more instead of me just spewing my opinions at the camera like I usually do. Before we get started, I just want to say a big thank you to anyone that watched my Blade review. That thing took freaking forever, both to make and to deal with all the copyright stuff. And even though I think it did take a pretty sizable view hit, I do really appreciate everyone that watched it and enjoyed. Due to kind of this copyright stuff, I'm not sure how many more kind of big reactions or types of things I'll be able to do in the next couple months, but I am doing my best to integrate my future content with stuff that I'm already known for and kind of venturing into new places. But whatever, we'll get there when we get there. And like I said, there is a collaborative Spotify playlist for March. So if you guys go in the description of this video, click that. You can add a bunch of songs throughout the month. If you're like, man, this week I'm just obsessed with, you know, this song, add it to the playlist. It's very fun to hear your recommendations. Now let's just do some talking about stuff that I liked in February 2021. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is actually shout out some of my favorites from the last collaborative playlist. I don't know if you guys want me to like use your names or whatever, so I'll just be very, you know, hush hush about it and say the dude that added the From the Heart stuff, Jail Sock stuff, you're a legend. Someone put me onto some Big Thief. You are also really cool. Someone came through with some Avalanches, which I had not heard. Some Angel Olsen, that was very epic as well. Yeah, overall, there was a lot of really cool stuff. I was surprised. I thought you guys would have kind of the December winter vibes, but there's a lot of really fun music on there as well. But yeah, it was super successful. 116 songs, like 6 hours of music. I would just throw it on shuffle and wander around and discover new stuff. So thank you to anyone who added, and let's just jump into my recommendations. All right, so I'm going to start off with just a couple of songs. Not going to like talk about them too much, but just what I was listening to a ton. First one is Good Days by SZA. Literally every single day I was listening to this. Another one is No More Parties by Leray. Heard it on TikTok and it is a banger. Next up is Song for Nick Drake by Skullcrusher, which we'll be talking about a little bit later. And finally, the Chicks Wide Open Spaces country banger from a while ago. I don't really know why I love this, but I do. Okay, and now for full album recommendations. First, one of my best friends actually dropped an album this month called Last Guardian 2021 by Glass Eater. It is just a ton of off-the-wall pop, experimental, electronic music. If you guys are at all into the hyperpop, glitch scene, or you enjoyed Good Luck, I think you guys should definitely check this one out, and you would be supporting one of my best friends, which would be really sweet. Next up, we have Ichiko Aoba with Windswept. Adan, not quite sure. One that I missed just at the tail end of 2020, and I'm devastated that I missed it because I think this definitely would have cracked my top 10 list. This is literally just like beautiful, I'm an elf in the freaking wilderness vibes. I don't really know if that makes sense, but I've been an Ichiko fan for like 2 years now. I got introduced to her through her album QP, and since then it's pretty much just a bunch of beautiful guitar ballads. This one really kicks up the instrumentation. There's like lutes and strings, and it just feels very like medieval and fantastical, and it's super beautiful. Switching gears back into the more hyperpop stuff, we've got Dltzk with Teen Week. As this hyperpop scene expands, I've noticed stuff can start to sound a little bit samey. Teen Week is not that way. Super catchy all the way through. Really fun, short and sweet, and just a great project. If you're in this scene, you should be aware of Dltzk. Next up, switching back to just lady and guitar, we've got Skullcrusher. This Skullcrusher EP is one that was recommended to me a ton last year, and I just never checked it out. Finally got around to it, and what do you know? People told me to listen to it because they thought I would like it, and I really like it. This is a super short EP, just 11 minutes and 4 songs, but oh my god. The songwriting here is so good, but really what gets me is the lyrics. It's the type of lyrics where it's like, you hear it and you're like, okay, I want to write a song now, but you're also like, if I tried, it would suck compared to this, so I'm not going to. Here's an example of one of my favorite lyrics. But yeah, if you guys are in the maybe more Phoebe Bridgers crowd, or if you guys just like some good old indie singer-songwriter music, definitely check this one out. Next up is one with no introduction, the absolute classic Minecraft Volume 1 by C418. I don't think I need to say anything about this album. It's literally just perfect essay writing music. But seriously, it's really, really good electronic music outside of just the meme of it being Minecraft. Everyone knows this is good. I won't talk about it for too much. Next one is a freaking amazing album that was recommended by one of you guys on my top 10 albums of 2020 list video. Whoa, sentences. And that is Charmed by DJ Sabrina, the teenage DJ. This is like a 2.5 hour long album of these like really fun house songs. There's some that are like original, but mostly there's like just a ton of sampling. I don't think I've actually listened to the whole thing because I kind of just shuffle it, and like 2 songs will run you like, you know, 12 to 18 minutes because they're just so huge. But the way that these songs evolve through their samples and just come to these amazing euphoric endings, it's so much fun. And I think having lost Daft Punk sadly this month, if you guys need some really fun upbeat house and electronic music, definitely give this one a try. I think that this album needs way more exposure, and again, shout out to the dude who recommended it to me. It's awesome. And finally, giving you guys just a short hint about a video that's coming up soon. We have Fax Gang with Aethernet. Someone recommended me Fax Gang literally in one of my first videos. They had like 900 listeners at the time. This is really, really awesome stuff. Super bit crushed, really crazy, but once you dig through kind of those aesthetics, there's some amazing vocal melodies going on. It's super catchy. Aesthetics from shoegaze, glitchcore, trap, so much stuff is going on in these songs. So I'll tell you to check it out, but don't get bored of it because I have a video coming out soon and I'm really proud of it. I want you guys to watch it. All right, and now we're going to move on to not music. Don't forget to add to the Spotify playlist. Okay, next up we're going to be talking about movies and TV shows that I watched in February of 2021. You guys can follow me on my Letterboxd in the description below if you'd like to kind of see what I'm watching as it happens. But February and even January were actually really good months for me in terms of stuff I was watching. I've been doing some rewatching, kind of getting some second looks at things, but also I watched a lot of great new stuff. First one that I think will pertain to the most of you is I watched the Young Lean in My Head documentary, which I thought was really nice. I don't think it was anything special in terms of documentary filmmaking. It was a bunch of clips in a row, which, you know, is fine. But I think as a longtime fan of Young Lean, Sad Boys, Drain Gang, everything, seeing something this like well made about the boys was super cool. It gets really emotional at the end. I am really happy to see that Lean is healthier, doing well, and this was even pre-Stars era, so who knows kind of where he's at now. It's up for free on YouTube on Vice's channel, so I would definitely check it out if you're a fan. The next big one was a couple days ago. I rewatched The Social Network, which I know everyone likes, but dude, this thing is just so good. I think my favorite thing about it is how much it knows it's a movie. I don't know where I saw it, but there's a great video essay that was talking about how Aaron Sorkin doesn't write trying to emulate how people actually talk. He tries to write how they should talk. The Social Network just knows it's a movie, and literally the amount of quotables and just awesome moments. Like, I don't know. I don't care really if this is just like a lame film bro movie. I think it's fantastic. Next up, getting into things a little bit more experimental, I watched a couple of Greg Araki movies. If you don't know Greg Araki, pretty foundational dude in queer cinema. These movies are gay as hell. They're also violent and sexy and crazy and experimental and just like pretty fantastic. I watched The Living End for the first time, which is like gay Thelma and Louise, which is lit. And then I watched Nowhere again, which is this really crazy LA 90s acid trip. If you're just into movies with tons of aesthetic, you should definitely check this one out. Now, going back a bit, just to quickly mention some things, I want to say I watched Over the Garden Wall for the first time, which was really cute and awesome. I watched the first 2 Twilight movies, which both sucked awesomely. I loved watching them. And then I also watched Sound of Metal, which is a really, really interesting movie about a metal drummer who loses his hearing. Thought it was really well acted and a very like nuanced and touching story that didn't feel like it was like pandering or like victimizing a group of people. Really, really cool. Okay, also in February, I finished My Hero Academia, which I said was the anime I was watching last time I did one of these videos. And I moved right into another huge mainstream anime with Attack on Titan. Me and my roommates watched like the entire thing in 3 weeks. We're now fully caught up, and I gotta say, this slaps. The animation is like literally insane. I love every twist and turn the story is taking. And at this point, I'm like, if I finish this season and they're like, okay, you gotta wait a year for the next one, I might just have to read the manga because I am too invested, but it's so good. You guys gave me a lot of great recommendations last time, like Dodoro Hero was one. Someone told me to watch Serial Experiments Lane, which I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes of, and then we were getting on our Attack on Titan kick, so I will, keep going with that one. But yeah, if you guys have other recommendations, preferably things that are short, because I think I'm going to try to knock out a couple other big series, but I would love to watch other things on the way. All right, and that's it. As I said, just a quick, chill video. Make sure to leave your recommendations in the comments below for anything from music to movies to games to YouTube channels, anything that you guys have been watching. I'd love to hear about it and talk to you guys about it if I know that stuff too. Also, I know I've said it like 4 times, but please go out to the Spotify playlist. I love doing that. That may end up becoming like a Patreon thing if I ever get like a bigger audience, but for now, it's free, it's fun, and you get a ton of recommendations if you add to it and save it. It's awesome. Like I said, big projects coming up. I have one recorded that I'm editing now, one I'm recording tomorrow, so there will be stuff in the next couple weeks that I'm super excited about, but thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video. Peace.